What if you walked into a forest and it swallowed you whole? A place where daylight dies quickly, but something far more terrifying wakes up after dark. In The Watchers, four strangers are trapped inside a strange bunker, forced to stand in front of a giant glass wall every night, while unseen creatures silently watch them. Who are these beings? Why do they study humans like experiments? And why does anyone who tries to escape disappear forever? Let's uncover the horrifying truth hidden inside this cursed forest. Welcome to Movie 2 Recap. The story begins with a dense forest, depicting a man running frantically, hoping to find a way to escape. The forest was so dense that he couldn't see any way out. The man continued, staring at the sun. The sun was slowly setting, but he didn't stop running. As he ran, he came to a point where a sign read, "Point of no return," meaning no one could return from there. The sign also had the number 108B written on it. Seeing this, he became even more distraught. Gradually, darkness grew, and a strange fear spread throughout the forest. Then, suddenly, all the birds flew away. The man realized that no matter how hard he ran, he couldn't escape. So he began searching for a place to hide, but he couldn't find a safe place. So he climbed a tree. But then, a branch of the tree broke, causing the man to fall to the ground from a great height. He was badly injured after falling from the tree. He suffered severe injuries. Before he could faint, the ground suddenly started shaking, and strange gurgling sounds started coming. Hearing those sounds, the man's breath got stuck in his throat. Then, suddenly, someone pulled him away. The person who pulled him was not shown, but we could hear the man's painful screams. 6 days after this incident, we see a girl named Mina in the city. Several people have disappeared, but Mina pays no attention and continues on. While moving, Mina takes a shortcut through the forest to quickly deliver the parrot to the zoo. Upon reaching there, she sees the same point of no return sign. Unable to understand, she takes the parrot's cage and goes looking for help, but there's no sign of anyone nearby. She returns to the place where she parked her car, but her car has disappeared. She becomes extremely distressed. She senses someone nearby. Suddenly, she sees a shadow in the distance. She runs after it, but finds no one there. Suddenly, she sees an old woman running. She also runs after her, asking for help, but the woman doesn't stop and keeps running. Mina follows this old woman. Suddenly, that old woman disappeared again. When Mina went further in search of her, she saw a big room far away in the forest. That old woman opened the door of that room and said to Mina, "If you want to stay alive, then come inside quickly." Hearing this, Mina, without thinking, ran towards that room. As soon as Mina came inside, she locked the gate. Mina saw that this was a strange room in which a very big mirror was installed. There were two more people with that old woman. Mina got scared and asked which place is this? On this, the old woman replied that we call this place the Cobb. My name is Madeline. This girl is Kiara, and this boy's name is Daniel. The old woman told Mina that now is the time for a conversation. No, you quickly stand with us in front of the mirror, because someone is coming to see us. Mina asks, "Who is coming to see us?" The old woman doesn't answer. Suddenly, strange noises start coming from outside. Mina, frightened, asks what these noises are. Kiara tells Mina, "We call them Watchers. They are watching us from the other side of the mirror, but we can't see them. They come here every night after sunset and watch us until the morning sun rises." Then a noise starts coming from the other side of the mirror. Mina asks, "What is this noise?" The old woman tells her, "The Watchers are happy to see you here and are clapping." Mina was terribly confused and wanted to get out of here as soon as possible. Neither Mina nor anyone else had seen the people Madeline was calling Watchers. The night passes. In the morning, these people are driven out of that place. Madeline explains that the Watchers only come out at night, not during the day. That's when we can roam freely in the forest. Mina had been thinking all night about when morning would come and how she could quickly get out of the forest. So she immediately started looking for a way out. Madeline forbids everyone from stopping her, as if she knows that Mina can't get out of the forest and that she will definitely return. As she leaves, Madeline tells Mina that this decision isn't a good one. There's no way out of this forest. We have to get back to this house before nightfall. If you're late, you'll lose your life. Mina doesn't listen to anyone and moves forward quickly, taking her parrot with her. After moving a little further, she sees the same point of no return sign. Seeing it, she panics, but she doesn't lose courage. Looking at the sun, she keeps moving in the direction of the sun, but she can't succeed in getting out of the forest. The path ends further ahead. Mina sees that she is standing on top of a mountain from where there was nothing but forest as far as the eye can see, so she looks down in disappointment. She is about to run away when suddenly someone puts a hand on her shoulder. She gets scared. When she looks back, it's the old woman Madeline. Madeline encourages her and says that it's not only you who tried to escape from here and failed. We too, like you, have been defeated and are stuck here. There's no way out of here. Come, I'll show you something. Madeline takes Mina to a forest. Madeline tells Mina that this forest is a hunter and we are all its prey. If you want to stay alive, stay with us. Madeline shows her several point-of-no-return signs that were placed in a circle around the forest, and in the middle of them was their room. Madeline explains that these are half a day's walk from their house. If you go further, it will be difficult to return. So, if you ever see these, do not ignore them. Mina asks who made these, and she replies that a professor made them, but no one has seen them yet. Now it is night, and these people come back inside the house. Every night, Watchers are there to watch them. Today, a girl named Kiara dances in front of him and says that she likes all this. It was not like that. These four had to stand in front of the Watchers every night. They could do whatever they wanted, but they couldn't turn their backs on them. Doing so would anger them greatly. At night, they only had to deal with the Watchers, but even during the day, they faced many difficulties. They hunted something from the forest every day to feed themselves. The next day, Kiara and Mina went hunting in the forest. Mina asked Kiara what these Watchers wanted. Kiara then showed her a donkey and said that there were many such donkeys in this forest during the day. All the Watchers lived in those donkeys and came out at night. That's why these people couldn't come out during the day. Kiara told Mina that she had come to this forest with her husband 5 months ago, and they had been trapped there ever since. 6 days ago, her husband went out into the forest to find a way out. She hoped he would return and get us all out of here. He will take her safely. Here we come to know that actually Kiara's husband was the same man whom we saw in the beginning of the movie, whom someone dragged away from here, and now he is going to be killed. While talking like this, both of them return to the room. Here Madeline explains 3 rules to Mina for survival. First, she will not open the door of the house at night. Second, she will not turn her back towards the mirror at night. Third, she will not go near those pits during the day and will stay in the light as much as possible. As long as you follow these rules, you will remain alive. But Mina does not trust Madeline's words at all. Now that night, Mina wanted to know about these Watchers, so she puts her ear to the mirror and tries to listen for sounds. When she does not hear anything, Mina starts thinking that Madeline's words about the Watchers are fake. Therefore, breaking the rules, she sleeps with her back towards the mirror. By doing so, these Watchers are alerted. They get angry and start hitting the mirror loudly. Madeline also wakes up due to the noise, and she quickly asks Mina to stand facing the mirror and only then the anger of the Watchers subsides. That is, when people show their back to the Watchers, they start considering it as an insult to themselves. This night also passes, and the next day, Mina goes hunting with Daniel. She asks Daniel, "Have you seen any Watcher till date?" To which Daniel replied that I too have not seen the Watchers till date, and whoever sees the Watchers does not survive. Then Mina explains to Daniel that I think these are all stories made up by Madeline in which she is trapping us. We must go and check those pits. Maybe we will find a way out from here. Daniel was also very fed up of staying here, and he also wanted to find a way out of this jungle. So he agrees to Mina's words, and they both reach the donkey. Now, Mina ties herself with a rope and goes down inside this donkey. Daniel was holding the other end of the rope so that if anything happens to Mina, he can quickly pull Mina out. Mina reaches down inside the donkey where she is surrounded by a lot of people. Mina gathers the belongings. All of them belong to those who were hunted by the Watchers in the forest. Daniel uses a rope to bring out the camera, bicycle, and other necessary items. Mina waits below, waiting for Daniel to throw the rope down so she can climb up. Before she can get out of the donkey, she hears a commotion inside the donkey. Mina quickly calls out to Daniel to throw the rope down, but a Watcher reaches out to grab her. Mina was standing in the sun. So when the sunlight hit the Watcher's hand, it burned. Daniel throws the rope down to Mina, and Mina quickly rushes out, completely terrified. The men take all the belongings to their safe house. Where did you get these things? They lie, saying they found them in the forest. Madeline has been living in the forest for a long time. She knew he must have found these things not in the jungle, but in a donkey. She asks Mina, "Tell me what you saw inside the donkey." But Mina doesn't tell her anything. They were overjoyed that they would see the Watchers today, because even in Mina's presence, no Watchers had come to see them today. And now something strange was about to happen to them. They were busy talking when their door was knocked. They quickly looked at the TV and saw human legs. Whoever was outside was speaking in the voice of Kiara's husband, and he was asking them to open the door quickly. Kiara thought her husband must have found a way out. She quickly got up and went to open the door, but Madeline interrupted her and prevented her from opening it. She said, "I know your husband isn't outside," because Madeline, she knew that no human could reach this room in the darkness of night. Kiara doesn't believe Madeline's words and tries to open the door. Madeline tells Kiara that he's framing her. "Test him," she says. "Ask him something only you or your husband knows." Kiara asks the man standing outside about a book she should know about. But when the man doesn't answer, they realize it's the Watcher. When they don't open the door, the Watcher breaks the camera they installed outside. This reveals that the Watchers can also transform into humans. The Watchers, enraged by this, began pounding on the glass, causing a large crack. However, Madeline wisely arranges everyone in a mine facing the glass. The Watchers' anger subsides somewhat, and they leave. Mina then tells Madeline that they stole all this stuff from the donkey. And upon hearing this, Madeline becomes even more enraged, saying, "You guys broke another rule." The next morning, Madeline picks up all the supplies she had brought from the donkey and throws them back into the donkey, which calms the Watchers' anger somewhat. However, they begin to see strange things in the forest, and Daniel is most affected by this. Meanwhile, Kiara, who had previously hoped that her husband was alive and would come and rescue her, now knows that he won't return, leaving her completely devastated. She decides to jump into the Watchers' pits and take her own life, as she has no reason to live. Just as she's about to do so, Mina arrives and saves her. Meanwhile, we see Daniel looking at Madeline strangely, and in a rage, he ties her to a tree. Daniel declares, "I won't listen to any of this old woman's rules anymore. Only my words will be obeyed." It's getting dark, so she's not far away. Daniel ran into the room and Kiara followed him. Mina came to Madeline and began untying her ropes. Daniel, on the other hand, took Kiara and closed the door from inside, leaving Mina and Madeline outside with the Watchers. Mina and Madeline kept pleading with Daniel to open the door, requesting him to please open it, but Daniel didn't open it. It was now pitch dark outside, and it was time for the Watchers to arrive. They were forced to hide under a dense tree to save their lives. After a while, they heard the Watchers growl. During this time, we see a glimpse of the Watchers, tall, thin, and dangerous. They emerge from their burrows, and when they see that Mina and Madeline are gone, they search the forest for them to eat. When the Watchers leave, they take advantage of the opportunity. Both of them reach the safe room again and cry and ask Daniel to open the door. They request Daniel to please open the door, but Daniel did not open the door. Now it was dark all around outside, and it was time for the Watchers to come. So now they were forced to stay under a dense tree to save their lives. After some time, they started hearing the growling sounds of the Watchers. At this time, along with Mina and Madeline, we are also shown a glimpse of those Watchers. I want to tell you some truths about Watchers. But actually, when I first came here, I saw something that blew my mind. I saw a duplicate of myself. Actually, he was a Watcher trying to impersonate Mira, although his eyes and hair weren't quite perfect. Mina asked what these Watchers were, to which Madeline replied that they were all creatures called fairies who once lived alongside humans. Fairies were magical creatures with wings, but over time, humans grew afraid of their powers. So they decided to exterminate them. The humans were too numerous to compete with the fairies. The humans imprisoned them in a large pit in the forest and cursed them, locking them there forever. The fairies remained imprisoned in the pit for hundreds of years, but over time, they dug their way out of the underground. Today, these same fairies emerge from their pits as Watchers. Although they lost their wings and magical powers after spending hundreds of years underground, and they also began to suffer from sunlight, they still possess the power to transform. Daniel asked Madeline what the Watchers wanted from them and why they watched them every night. Madeline explained that the Watchers wanted to leave the forest and live among humans again, but they couldn't live among humans in their true form. Therefore, they kept them here so they could observe them, take on their true form, and learn modern-day ways from them, and live among humans. While Madeline was explaining all this, all the Watchers suddenly returned. Upon realizing that Madeline and Mina had returned, they became furious and tried to break down the door. The four of them dragged the table to the door to prevent the Watchers from breaking it down. But the Watchers' strength was immense, and they knew they would soon enter, and they saw death before their eyes. Only then did they notice that the carpet had been twisted as they dragged the table to the door. When they removed the carpet, they saw a large iron gate beneath. They quickly opened the gate and discovered a large bunker beneath. They quickly entered the bunker and closed the iron gate from above. These people were perplexed by the fact that this bunker existed here, and they didn't even know about it. The bunker contained numerous facilities. It contained food for thousands of days, a computer, and many other essential items. Mina wanted to know who created this place, so she accessed the computer. The computer contained a large amount of data, which, upon opening, revealed that Professor Martin had created this entire place. In fact, the professor knew about these creatures. He wanted to research these Watchers, so he built this bunker. He would lure other people here for work by offering them money. That night, he would leave the workers in the room upstairs and go back here quietly. The Watchers would then eat those people. In the next video, Dr. Martin explains that during his research, he found a unique fairy that could emerge from those holes even in the sun. The doctor explains that the Watcher had taken the perfect form of a little girl, unrecognizable. She was so beautiful. He didn't kill Dr. Martin. Dr. Martin brought him here. Then the professor turned the camera away. Then they saw that the professor had caged the creature that had appeared as a tiny little girl. They wondered what experiment the doctor was going to conduct on it. The computer contained numerous videos, each of which explained something. Mina just wanted to know what happened, so she plays the last video in which she sees the professor about to kill himself and the fairy. Before dying, he offers a way out for those trapped in the forest, saying that they can escape by running in the direction the birds fly in the evening. In this recorded message, he said, "If anyone manages to escape this forest, go to the university and destroy all my research. I made a big mistake by coming here." The professor then went upstairs and then heard the sound of 2 gunshots, which made him realize that the professor had first killed the ferret and then shot himself. Well, these 4 were very happy tonight because they had found a way to escape this jungle. The next morning, when everyone emerged from the bunker, they found that their safe house had been completely destroyed by the Watchers. They must leave this jungle today or they will be killed, as they no longer have a place to hide at night. They now begin their journey out of the jungle. The birds the professor was talking about were supposed to fly away in the evening, but they needed to leave the jungle before dusk. So, Mina freed the parrot she had with her, and they began walking in the direction it flew. Along the way, they found a grave. Madeline, looking at the grave, explained that there was a time when these people lived with humans, but humans had wronged them, betrayed them, and forced them into the jungle. Thank you for the watching video.